Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new year where we're settling in right away on a PhotoBiz Live of website review. So, we're going to take a look at some 3 websites today. And if you want to have your website reviewed in the future, in the description, there is a link where you can fill it out and we'll take a look at your website then. But we're going to focus on 3 websites today. We're going to see what they're doing, see how they can make improvements, see what they might be doing right, and see how you can make your own improvements based on these photographers' websites today. So we're going to give people some time to get settled in. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comment section. Again, if you want to have your website reviewed, and if we do have any time at the end, we might be able to squeeze you in. But it's a first come, first served basis, and I recommend filling out the form in the description on our YouTube. So sit back, relax. We'll get started momentarily. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Again, if you want to have your website reviewed in the future, you can also find in the description a form you can fill out so we can take a look at your website then. So let's dive right on in, see what you're doing with websites, and go from there. All right. All right, this is our first website. I think it's Jean or Janae Photography. So let's see what they got going on. Got this intro. Got this nice section here. Got this area here that's toggles between the types of photography they do. A nice little call to action, and then a meeting point. So right away, I think you got some great ideas here. I definitely want something that's a little bit more splashier here at the top. You can see how the website seems to go full width, but then everything at the top is very centered based, so it feels a little clunky at the start. I would have like something like this run all the way across if possible. I think that would look more attractive, and then roll into here. You can see like this section feels a little boxed in and kind of separate from the rest of the images. It just feels like you want to show a collage, but then you have these two just kind of hanging out here at the bottom. These two images and this text right here is way more polished looking, so I would stick with something like that. Maybe even have a couple images. You can probably use the story panel option. That might look attractive through here as well. And then cut right into this section right here. I think this is really nice. This section looks really good. One thing I would do is you have dividers on with a lot of spacing in between, and it kind of breaks up the unification of these blocks. You can see it run all the way down. I don't think those are necessary. What I would do is stick with the color on this one, maybe remove the color behind this one, make it white, and then you can add that color back here, and then make this white again, or place this section inside of a box. We have different designs and layouts that you can put here, and I think that would look really attractive, feel like a card. And then I really like how this one has a little bit of texture, so you could end it with that texture, but then remove that divider here at the bottom, and I think that would be more attractive overall, and say the same things you want to say, but have more of a cohesive feel to the overall page. So that's definitely something I would look at, is updating the homepage so it feels more cohesive to the story that you're trying to tell, and just look a little bit more attractive overall. Let's check out the wedding page. So it's a very simple page. It's got a slideshow effect here. And it's got some information here which I really like, but I want you to expand on it. And the reasons why I want you to expand on it is it's going to help at the end of the day for search. Remember, you're making your website not just for yourself and for customers, but you also have to explore how people search for you. So when I come to any page, it should answer the who, what, when, and where about any type of thing. So for weddings, you should explain, yes, your thoughtful documentary, storytelling, and editorial style portraits. That's great. Where are you located at? Locations that you serve, audience members that you're trying to reflect on. Is there something unique to you that makes you want to stand out in that location? Because remember, you might be one out of 1,000 wedding photographers in your area. You got to cut through all that noise, so when Google's putting you out there on the map, you're coming up first versus your competitors. So think about that and how you want to launch into that. So add a paragraph with those types of details, and then you can make this page more targeted. And what I mean by that, I really like that using the slideshow because it makes this page more condensed. So beneath all that, you could have those call to actions that drive people to your contact page, or you could have a form there directly on the page for people to book with you, or investment, propositions like, the cost of that, even beforehand of the wedding, maybe doing, engagement photos or anything like that. You can start selling those types of packages right directly here, or at least link over to those pricing pages so it's more organized that way. Don't rely purely on this because people click. Less clicks make it all the way down the bottom. So just think about this is the most clicked thing, next most clicked thing, and so forth down the line. So if you can make this page kind of act on behalf of these links, do that. Strengthen those pages that way. All right, let's jump over to the portraits. I'm sure it's identical. Same recommendations here. Definitely think you should make sure that you have those extra details because you're doing lifestyle portrait photography for families, engagements, and individuals. That's fantastic. Talk about the uniqueness and what you're doing. Maybe you're doing it in a location that doesn't have stylistically these types of choices that are in those areas. Maybe you live in a city and now you're taking the people outside the city to do something with more earthy tones. Things like that you can describe. Or maybe it's just you're doing something that's a little bit more romanticized. Maybe you are capturing the location as is, but you're showcasing it through a different lens than they're familiar with. That just gives it this more, beautiful, beautified location. So you're presenting the areas and places, homes, stuff like that they are not used to seeing, and that feels more natural or documentary style. So think about those types of things that you can write in there, and then also how they might be able to book with you, having those call to actions there as well. Pricing, I really like that you have it set up this way. I might even, see how this is all set up. That's nice. I might clean it up a little bit because I would like the book nows to kind of all line up at the same length. That's easy to do. Our team can help you with that. Maybe it's just adding some breakpoints, or you could add an image above each section as well, just to kind of make this page a little bit more visually attractive overall. I do like these. You know, you can put like little notes down here. Just so people could see, you know, travel within 60 minutes included in the price. Beyond that, it's $150 per travel hour. So that's really nice, and then they can go directly into booking with you, what drives them over to getting in touch with you. Something that I definitely would do is maybe even creating a separate booking option page instead of going straight to the contact, because contact typically is about talking to you, but here you can go ahead and get them through the funnel and then start collecting payments right away if you want to, or you can send them to a consultation point. Either way, I think this page is fine. It serves what it needs to do, tells them the price and cost and what they get out of it. Over here to the contact page, very simple, very easy. No qualms about it. I think this is very much telling what you want to tell. All right, FAQ section. Now I really like this. Let's see what it says. Retainer fees. What should I wear? How long should it take? Yeah, so this style, very easy, simple to read through. No qualms about it. Anything else I might do to it? I might just make these color blocks match your logo. Maybe make these a little stand out with gold, because there's a lot of black next to black, hyper, large text. Just to make this section stick out a little bit, maybe just make these blocks that goldish tone. I think that would look really attractive. Overall, I think you have a really nice website. I think there's some things I would do to modify the homepage though, to really sell it. And then these individual pages, I definitely would just add more details here, SEO oriented search results stuff. I think that goes a long way. And if you need any help, you can reach out to our team. We can assist you on those types of needs. But overall, I think you have a solid page. I think it's now just redefining it so it helps you be discovered better in search. All right, let's jump over to our next website. This is Kittleman Photography. Okay, we've got a large banner at the top. We have a right here. I would describe what this is so people know. I would also put some breathing room between these circle blocks. It's a lot that people to take in right away. So let's give it some breathing room through all these sections, just so people aren't being sandwiched into looking at something. But I do like that these will hopefully take us to those galleries. Yes. So that's good to know. So, you could put something like select which style of photography you're interested in, etc. We have a video here. It's got an ad included with it. Skip the ad. There we go. Directly into it. Don't know what video player this is. But you can see, it's going to be talking about you as a photographer, helping. I think that's really nice. Yeah, definitely cool to keep on your website. Something I might do on this page is add a solution where people can go ahead and start talking with you. So you could add a form directly to this page, or at least a call to action to talk. So it goes to your contact. All right, let's jump over to your About Me. I want this as written text versus image text, because we want Google to be able to help make this searchable. And I would pair these images side by side just so we get to see you at the same time. I know we have this image included, but if we make it all live text, that's going to get kind of discarded. And you can have this text next to this photo, and I think that would look nice. Then you can add that call to action to drive them where you want them to go next. You want to go to your galleries, you want to go learn more about your products, your fine art, or just connecting with you. You can have that there. All right, let's jump over to a gallery. And it's probably going to be all like this, all the traditional styles, where they're just straight up galleries themselves. There's nothing wrong with that, but you see right here, we keep continuing. Definitely don't want to do that. Don't make it confusing for the user. But I do like that there is something here at the bottom. Like I would end the page right here. We don't need this extra collective below. But ending with a call to action for people to learn more information or get more information for the style of photography is very important. You can also put details here, like I was mentioning on the previous website, the who, what, when, and where about you. I think it's very vital into letting people know how to get in touch with you and go from there. So definitely recommend uh, putting in your X factors on those pages for search capabilities. And it's going to be across the board for all these, because you want to make sure that you're being discovered for X type of photography, and then you might start seeing like, hey, I'm getting a lot of newborn photography customers because you're being found in search versus it just being a straight up galleries. All these gallery pages can be discovered before your homepage, so just think about that, because your homepage has to do a lot of lifting. It has to sell everything versus each individual page can do it themselves. Couples, same thing. What makes you stand out? You need to make sure those pages are vital with that information. Make sure that you're selling yourself. This is probably going to go clients information pages. Let's go to fine art. This takes us to a fine art gallery, which is using our private gallery system, our proofing galleries. So when they click here, they could then add it to their cart, go from there, make purchases. So that's pretty cool. I like the idea of doing that through the fine art system. I think that's just a little unique and gets them straight away into a sales funnel. Ooh, this event has expired, so just recognize that if you want it to still be seen or not, or you want to take it from your menu. And there's nothing in the Driftwood Acres section, so you might be wanting to add those details there. So something to be aware of, don't put any empty pages on it, because then people might think there's an error or something wrong with the website or it's incomplete. We want people to understand that things are complete, or at least put a coming soon recognition here where people know that more details are to come. We want to make sure people don't get confused, because people get easily confused over things. Let's check out your contact page. Looks like it's incomplete overall. Definitely don't want to have that, because we want people to reach out to you and not see anything that seems unfinished. So I definitely recommend taking some time, going through your website, thinking about ways you can optimize these pages. Because I definitely want these pages, and like this is supposed to be the home page, it seems like, but is it the home page? No, it's not. So even your home page isn't your home page. You might want to make sure that that's updated as well. Just check your links. Other things is, let's add some details to the homepage. I don't know who, what, when, where, why about you. I don't know where you're located at. Those are the types of details you're going to want to include with that type of stuff. Yeah, you might be in Austin. Yeah, that seems about it. But again, Google's not talking to anyone about it, so we need to make sure that that type of information is being sold throughout it. So I definitely recommend making those types of updates when possible. I think there's just some things that really just comes down to context clues. We need to make sure that those are there. Add that types of details to these pages, so when people are searching, that you're discoverable. And yeah, let's make sure the contact page is set up properly. Let's make sure this Driftwood page and this horse show page are hidden if they're not doing anything otherwise. It's just kind of sitting there. Same thing with the booking page down in the footer. It's also incomplete, still has placeholder information. Definitely want to update that stuff when possible. Yeah, so reach out to our team if you need help with that. We'll be happy to help you, Becky, with those types of updates. Our team's always available. You can call us, or you can get one of our services is available as well, where we can go through there. And our coaching services as well. Spend 1 hour, you can get a lot done. Maybe we could make those fixes. So something I definitely recommend is taking a look at those options for you, save some money at the same time, but also hopefully help you be more discoverable so you can earn more money. All right, let's check out our next website. Okay, so this one looks like it might be focused on photo trips. As it would seem, where you're going to locations to shoot and stuff. Travel, Cuba, photography, tours. Okay. And then there's a boudoir option. Very confusing, but okay. Let's take a look and see what this website. So right away we're getting into tours and things like that. What's available? Definitely make sure everything's centered if you want it centered, because this just looks off-centered. This looks fine text-wise. These are really cool. I definitely would use a different green, maybe like something in the same pastels. Like it looks cool here in this photo, but here it looks out of place, especially next to this gray, and it's butting up to it very strangely. I would do something to make this more called out. Maybe pull, we have this information up here. Maybe a call to action to book right away here at the top. Um, I would center this image as well. I think a lot of it just comes down to stylization, but if this is more of a travel experience, I would definitely redesign this to make it more exciting, more get people like pumped up. They're like, oh, we're gonna do this photo experience. Think about ways you can do that. Like I think the photos are great. Now it's just more about placing it in the proper order. I think a coaching service might help with that. Just getting all the context structured better for you. But I do like the idea of what you got going on. But I do think, I want to be punched in the face right away with this imagery of like, oh man, I got to go to this place. Then you come to the text information. Then you come to a booking option with the pricing and all that stuff. Like, really sell me on the imagery versus having to like find it. We're seeing some like cultural, political, even like, just everything about this type of relationships that we have. So, I really like some of the stuff that you're talking about here about the spirit and the solo travelers and stuff like that. But I want to be sold that experience with the imagery right away, and it's just coming up as text first. So, something to be considering of making it more impactful. Now, when we come here, now it seems like it's something completely different. Like this feels like your own gallery. Let me check the other stuff. Yeah. See, now this feels very alien to the homepage. Like this feels like a different website attached to it in the inside. And for me, I'm now confused as a person. Am I coming to buy photos, or am I coming to join you on this journey? Those are some things that you definitely want to get figured out, because right now I can't tell if this is a personal page with the aspect of coming with you to this adventure, or is it an adventure travel page with some of your own personal photographs. We need to make sure it's clear, because right now I'm a little confused on the idea of what this website's focus is. You also have a lot of empty space in this section as well. The photographs are, provocative. They're very interesting, but right now I don't know what the intent of the website is. And right here it's saying like travel responsible photography trip 2023, and now it's saying 2026. So some things you might want to update there. A lot of this is a lot of just walls of text. We want to clarify that, because right now I'm just confused if it's selling you or the photography trips. That's what we want to make sure is clarified. And it being walls of text makes it a little bit daunting for people to read through. You gotta kind of use the S pattern method. And what is that? Page flow kind of goes like this, typically, like a snake. The reason why it does that is it's natural for eyes to scan a page this way versus going down it. It gets exhausting. You ever get numb looking at a board on the wall? Yeah, it's kind of like that. And you don't want to have that feeling when you're trying to especially sell something that's exciting. Let's go to this is nice. This is S-shaped. So it's more intriguing to go down the page. Let's check out a blog. No need for hashtags for a blog. Cool idea. Definitely link over to, hey, you want to join me on this journey type of stuff. That's a nice call to action to have. Same thing here. Just make sure people are able to connect with you if that's the goal, to connect people to following you on these. Now there's this other laughingplanetjourneys.org. Is this connected, or is it supposed to be this website? That's what I want to know. This looks like it goes to another party website. It's just confusing. I'm really kind of lost on what the main goal of the website is. And maybe it was something that was focused on your own personal goals, but now you've kind of branched off into selling, you know, these trips for people to join you on, because it's a very fascinating piece of it. But I want to know what the ideal intent is, because both aren't telling the proper story, and I want to make sure people, photographers are getting the most out of it, and you're getting the most out of it. Like if it's supposed to be like a diary of your work, I want to showcase it that way. If it's supposed to be, morally focused on the journey, I want to make sure it's that way, because right now it's just a lot of collected ideas but no focus. And then there's also like a button to boudoir and fashion options, which lead off to another party website. So, it's like I'm very confused as a, who the clientele is. Is it someone who is interested as a photographer, or is it someone as a journalist, news person, someone that's, what do you what do you want me to take away from it? That's what I want to know, and what we need to do to get to that solution. So if you need to reach out to our team, if you need to reach out to myself, let me know. I'd love to be able to assist you in making sure you get the clarity and focus on this page, because I think that's ideally what's missing on this page right now is making sure it's apt to telling the story that you want. So, we looked at 3 different websites today. All of them have different intents, different focuses. Mostly right now, as we go into 2026, the biggest thing is we want to make sure we have clarity. What is our main thing that we're focusing on? What do you want to? Like this website, there's a direct clarity of weddings and engagements. I see that. There's some things that we can refine to make it nicer and also make it more searchable. With this website, it's definitely intent is to be for everyone. The type of photography clientele that can reach everyone. But that means we need to have our strategies in place so we're reaching every individual customer. So having those details on those pages is important. And then for this one, it seems like the idea is to be, focus on. I'm a photojournalist. I go on these journeys. You can join me on that. But there is not a defined clarity on who's it intended for, and we want to make sure that's clear. Especially we go to 2026, we want to make sure that we're connecting to the right people the right way. And when people are searching, like, oh, I'd love to go to Cuba to take photographs, but I don't know where to start. Boom, you pop up when people are searching for like photo journeys of Cuba. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. And that goes across the board to anyone. When people are searching for weddings, right now, I don't know where this is located at other than this little section here. But we can make sure those details really are placed throughout the website. You got a couple places, but here we could put it there. Here we could put it here. Here we could put it here somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so those are types of things that we want to get ideally out there. Same thing with this one. I found out context clues, you're probably in Texas, but it's all through digital imagery versus actually written. And Google needs that text to document and place you in their directories. And we want to make sure that's clear. And we have tons of tools that can help. Our PhotoBiz AI assistant can help with all that, with your SEO, the written language, you name it, it's all available. It's just part of the package. So take advantage of those features when possible as well. And then in terms of just making sure that clarity is restructuring things, making sure that we move things into the right order, and also making sure, does this make sense to what I'm trying to say? We want to make sure that that's all a part of the journey and making the sales funnel, because at the end of the day, you are selling a trip. Let's make sure we can get that properly there. If you want to know more information on other ways and things that you can do, you can always check out our blog.photobiz.com. There's lots of stuff available there for tips and tricks and stuff like that. We're about to roll into, like I said, we're at the beginning of the year. So things that you can look at, what new came out in 2025. Tons of great things. PhotoBiz AI, revolutionary tool. It's fantastic. It's going to help with your SEO, writing, and image alt text is all available right then and there. Video hosting options, we have that now available. So if you have videos that you want to upload, especially for like before and afters or looping content, that's what this is for. It's going to help send it over the top for you. Our scheduling and booking management has improved vastly. So now everything slides out versus running into menus on menus, making it more fast and more functional for you. And then we've also enhanced with new layouts, enhancing the web page with one-click switching options so you can toggle layouts very swiftly. And you'll see that we also have new templates that have come out in the last year as well that are all beautiful, all unique, and structured to help you come up with the best idea when you're starting out. So if you need any assistance, our team is here to assist you. We have some brand new features that are about to roll out that I can't wait to talk about. They should be dropping very soon. It's going to change how website creation is done and to the future. We've really been working hard on these latest features. I cannot wait to showcase them with you. It's a revolutionary system, so can't wait to talk about that. One thing I can talk about though is our upcoming event in about 20 days or so. We'll be doing, well, if it decides to load, everything slowed down all of a sudden. But we have our masterclass coming up. If you go to our masterclass.photobiz.com, you'll be able to go there, see our events, and during those events, we have 3 programs that will be told in 3 hours. So one's about getting started with the new year for making photography websites. The other one is about focused on selling. So if you want to set up how to sell, what to sell, and things that help with like private galleries, getting your scheduler set up for booking, and then invoicing and quote options, that's an event that you're not going to want to miss. It's going to help you coordinate it and show you how fast and easy it is. The new website builder will also showcase it during that time period as well. You're going to see how fast and efficient it is, but also the latest features and tools to make it more unique and more beautified as we roll into 2026. And then lastly, we'll be focusing on marketing. So if you need any help with marketing features, we're going to have tons of that there. It's going to walk you through social media options that are rolling up in the 2026, things that you should focus on your own brand channels, and how you can also lean on features that PhotoBiz has available for you so you can make stronger marketing decisions in 2026. I don't know why everything's decided to go slow all of a sudden, but hey, welcome to the internet, I guess. But those are things that I definitely recommend checking out when they load properly. If you go to our education.photobiz.com, it's a great place to see all our upcoming events as well. That's available for your time as well to go check out. You can also check out our on-demand videos. We also have also our upcoming events. Next week will be focused on website design as well. And then we also have our coaching services available there. So if you go to education.photobiz.com, you can click on coaching, and you can see for $150 per hour, we can help you and assist you getting your website cleaned up, focused on, and any other thing that you want to get done in that 1 hour. I promise you, it's one of our most popular services for a reason, because a lot of stuff gets managed in that time, and you'll be very satisfied. So check it out. Those are available coming up. Masterclass, it'll be on January 23rd. You do not want to miss it. I'm excited about it. It'll be a 3-hour event starting at 11 a.m. and you can check it out at masterclass.photobiz.com. All right, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the comments section. Otherwise, join us next Friday for our next event.